Aloha and welcome to Betty's Real Estate Corner, brought to you by Sakamoto Properties, where prestige is our business, reputation our foundation. Again, we kind of rocked on in here with a little Danny Couch, I Love Hawaii. If anyone has never listened to that, go buy the CD now. It's on a couple of the CDs. One I think is Then and Now, and I think there is a CD that is I Love Hawaii, but it is the most fabulous song, and when it's in your car, it gives you more pep and gets you to where you're going happy. So take a listen, Danny Couch, I Love Hawaii. Today I have here in the studio Casey Fukuda, and we've been yakking away since we walked in here, coming up with things that we're hoping you'll find a little interesting to hear. Before Casey gets on here, I want to remember to say, because I fail sometimes, check out our website at sakamotoproperties.com. Call us anytime at 808-669-0070. But meanwhile, welcome and aloha, Casey.
Aloha, Betty. Thank you very much for having me on your show. It's always a pleasure to be here, and it's a great day to be alive on Maui.
It is the day after Halloween. Looks like everybody survived.
I'm going through a little bit of sugar withdrawal because I ate so much sugar last night.
Well, I think we're all in sugar withdrawal, and Lahaina had a fabulous celebration down there. Unfortunately, we didn't get there. I think it's the younger crowd that are actually down there, but I understand it was fabulous. People were happy. There were absolutely no problems, and the keiki parade and all of the parents that were down there with kids went off without a glitch, so it was a happy, wonderful, fabulous time in Lahaina.
Yeah, it was a good thing for our mayor, Arakawa, to put that back on the map. I heard or read in an article today on the Maui News that the keiki parade was twice as big as it's been in several years, and so that was a good kickoff, and all indications say that it was a great time had by all, and many more people showed up this year than in the last few years when Front Street was shut down.
And there was a group that had come out and filed a lawsuit to stop it. And I mean, I think we all understand where everybody's coming from, that either wants it or doesn't want it. But I think, you know, the group certainly had their points, and we all understand it. And I sure respect them for last night not being out there trying to picket or something, for realizing, you know, life goes on is what I think. But I think they handled it very well, in the event, I think, went off without a glitch, and people are really happy and enjoyed it. And if the keikis had a ball, what more do we want, Casey?
Yeah. The news article even went on to mention that all of the restaurants and bars that are on Front Street were full to capacity. Bar owners and restaurant owners were very happy with the business for that night.
Now, in case somebody doesn't know what really was going on down there, the argument over the last many years has been closing Front Street. So to make this celebration really fabulous, they used to close Front Street, and then for a couple of years they stopped it, and they wouldn't allow Front Street to be closed. And in a way, with it closed, it's a great celebration. It's safer for everybody. You don't have traffic going back and forth. And I think, again, it worked. It's fabulous, and a lot of happy people.
You know, it was such a tradition for many years down in Lahaina to have the Halloween party that even though they did not close Front Street those last few years, people showed up anyway, and I thought it made it a little bit unsafe because cars were driving down the street while the party was going on.
I think so. Years ago, during the one of the golf tournaments was being held on Halloween, and Arnold Palmer was still very popular in here, and there was a whole crowd of people that went as Arnold Palmer. They all had Arnold Palmer masks, and Arnold, of course, knew it was happening, but it was pretty funny to see what was going on with all the Arnold Palmers on Front Street.
I wish I would have been here when that happened. That was probably pretty funny.
It was a pretty funny time. Hey, Casey, you know, I was saying to you a minute ago, why don't we, there's just a couple of properties that you and I were saying, in case we run out of time, we wanted to mention. We have one property at Pineapple Hill, 1212 Summer Road, which is probably the most fabulous property there. It was built on 3 lots that sit directly overlooking the 11th green and the 12th tee of the Kapalua Bay course. And it's elevated so that the course is below you. You only see golfers or anything if you walk out to the front of the property. So it's extremely private, fabulous home, 8 bedrooms, 8.5 baths, laid out in a way that the master is extremely private. There's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath guest suite that has its own little living space, but it is part of the house, which they had used for family, you know, that we're visiting, in-laws, etc. Perfect family home. You can have your children on the same floor as the master, and they're down more or less in a wing, but totally connected. So I mean, it's a house that was built for a family to live in. Beautiful indoor atriums, etc. Really a home that if you're looking for something large at Kapalua, this is going to be one that everybody ought to take a look at. And we're working on a website for you to look at, which is 1212summerroad.com. And it should be up and running within the next couple of days. It may today get up with not too many pictures, but it's going to come up, and it'll be a great way for you to look at a really fabulous Maui property.
That's a beautiful property, and I'm sure some people will argue it is the best property in the Pineapple Hill subdivision. Can I move on to a property that I'd like to talk about? And
The Napili.
In Napili.
Yes.
It's a lot that's H1 hotel zone. It's zoned so you can put a vacation rental structure on that property. It's nearly half an acre. It's all flat. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is it's a great deal at $985,000. And just last week, we sent a crew out there and scrubbed the lot. It's all nice and free of debris and trees and bushes. And it's great to look at and get a good idea of what the lot looks like. It's relatively rectangular, and it's just steps from the Napili Bay. It's a great property right on the lower road, 5335 Lower Honoapi'ilani Road. And at $985,000, it's a great buy.
I agree with you. It is a great buy, and amazingly, we've had more calls since the lot got cleared than we've had for the last probably several months. But it really has been amazing, and if you go down there and walk along the property now, walk all around it, walk out to the beach from it, you are totally steps to Napili Bay. So it is something that someone's going to figure out somebody with a good vision is going to figure out exactly what to do there. The only limitation that I think you're going to have is going to be parking, because again, it is what, a half acre, Casey?
Half an acre, yes.
So, but you could do a great hotel type situation.
Yes.
So it's amazing, a great property and unbelievable price for what it is.
Yeah, there are some concept drawings that were done several years ago that did include parking. So if you are interested, please give me a call. Casey Fukuda, Sakamoto Properties, 264-5362, and I can shoot those drawings over to you and get an idea what can be done on the property. They're very interesting drawings, and they really take advantage of what can be built there as far as a vacation rental property. The owner actually had a couple of meetings with the Planning Commission and got some very good ideas of what can and cannot be built there. And after he did that, he spent about $20,000 putting these plans together, these preliminary plans. So be happy to get those and share those to you.
I think that will help someone. If you're thinking at all a property like this and you look at that, it may also give you the vision. You know, you look at it and maybe that wouldn't be exactly your plan, but it gives you an opportunity to see something that's already been talked about and somewhat approved, and it'll give you a direction to go in. So I think, again, great property. Give us a call on that one. Casey, you know, the other thing that we were talking about earlier were just some of the odd figures that are going on. We were on last week talking about how many, like for instance, there were $1 billion worth of sales in Maui as of the end of August.
Year to date, yes.
Year to date, end of August. That is, to me, unbelievable, and we're in the business. But when I heard that, I actually kept looking at it thinking, something's wrong with this. I've got my zeros in the wrong place. But no, we're not. You know, Maui's an unbelievable place, a lot of high-priced properties, and people are realizing that the time is now.
Yeah, you know, there's some really interesting numbers that Roy Sakamoto pointed out yesterday in a meeting that we had in the office. And the fact that right now on the island, there's 434 properties pending in escrow. So there are buyers out there buying houses and condos and land. And then also coinciding with that are